Hey love, I never imagined I would one day sit in the hush of midnight, heart thundering, palms slick, every breath tasting of equal parts fear and fierce devotion, and pour out the storm of truth I have bottled up for so long. I once vowed that certain secrets would be buried with me, hidden so deeply that no light could ever pry them loose. Yet here I am, about to shatter my own vow because I finally understand that some truths are too urgent, too incendiary, too life-saving to remain entombed in silence. I know exactly how much trouble this confession will stir. I know the shadowy forces that hover behind the third party, the woman you barely notice, the one who perfected the art of blending into the wallpaper of your life, will lunge at me the moment she senses her veil has slipped. She will not forgive me. But I cannot keep quiet while the ground beneath you crumbles one calculated inch at a time. Please give me 5 minutes, 5 undistracted, open-hearted minutes, to guide you through the maze she built around you. In that span, I will show you the flashing neon signs you somehow missed, the cracks in your luck that were not random at all, the patterns of sabotage so precise they resemble clockwork. You may doubt pieces of what I reveal. That's natural. She spent months, years, even crafting her illusion. But if you let these words seep past the initial shock, you will feel them click into place like puzzle pieces you never knew were missing. After that, there will be no going back to the simpler story you've been sold. 1. The quiet architect of chaos. Do you remember how, 6 months ago, every door you knocked on seemed to swing open before you? Opportunities bloomed, friendships flourished, your mornings began with the unshakable sense that life was conspiring in your favor. Then, almost imperceptibly at first, the tide changed. Emails went unanswered. Promises evaporated. You lost the sparkle behind your eyes because fatigue moved in like permanent winter. Those shifts were not cosmic randomness. They were chess moves. And the hand nudging each piece forward belonged to her, the smiling silhouette hovering at the edges of your gatherings, the one who congratulated you louder than anyone else when success kissed your forehead. She celebrated you because that put her close enough to study the wiring of your hopes, close enough to slip a single instrumental lie into each conversation. Each micro falsehood bent reality just a fraction, steering your path an inch off course. Inches became feet. Feet became miles. Today, you look around and hardly recognize the landscape of your life. Make no mistake, she is brilliant. She cloaks malice beneath a velvet shawl of empathy. She will cry with you, finish your sentences, memorize the details of your childhood nightmares, then twist those details into talismans she can exploit. Her genius isn't loud. It's precise. She chooses her moments the way a jeweler chooses gems. Only the most flawless, only the ones that gleam under scrutiny. 2. The rituals behind the curtains. I see your eyebrow arch when I mention rituals. The rational part of you wants to toss that word into the bin of superstition. I understand. I dismissed it once too, until I witnessed the unmistakable residue of her workings. She maps her calendar by the moon. On nights when the crescent slices the sky like a scythe, she draws salt spirals across her living room floor. Black candles, hand-dipped, anointed with oils that smell like earth after rain, stand sentinel at each spiral's end. She whispers names. Yours drifts from her lips more than any other. She threads your name through iron nails, binds them with crimson thread, and buries the bundle in a jar of murky river water. Then she recites bindings, gentle-sounding couplets to untrained ears, lethal programming to anyone who knows energy cannot discern poetry from poison. She times the culmination of her rites to coincide with the night the moon is darkest, the novolunium, when shadows reign and sight falters. On those nights, she pulls the jar from beneath the soil, snaps the thread, and releases a final breath over the nails. That breath carries her intention to the universe. Stall their progress, cloud their mind, dim their glow. Energy obeys intention, like iron obeys magnetism. Invisible barriers spool out from her incantations, weaving around you like a spider's web, so fine you cannot feel them brushing your skin, yet strong enough to slow every forward step you take. That is why opportunities slip, why motivation shrivels, why your body sometimes feels encased in lead while everyone else moves freely. 3. The evidence written in your days. Still unsure? Let's sift through recent events. 1. The perfect job that vanished. You were certain the offer was yours. Then, out of nowhere, the company decided to restructure. 2 weeks after they ghosted you, their website posted a near identical opening, but you never received the memo. 2. The sudden illness. Healthy one day, bedridden the next. Doctors blamed stress, but they couldn't trace the origin of the relentless migraines. She timed her strongest banishing candle for the same evening your symptoms began. 3. The friendship fracture. A trusted confidant turned cold overnight. They couldn't explain why. They just felt off. They had dinner with her the previous week. Need I say more? Patterns do not lie. The probability of these misfortunes aligning purely by chance is so microscopic it almost glows under a microscope. The more logical answer, the only answer, points back to her orchestrations. 4. Why you? I asked myself that question until the echoes kept me awake. You have always been kind, always generous. Why attract such targeted malice? The answer, heartbreakingly, is your light. Light irritates those who thrive in shadow. Your joy, your resilience, your capacity to lift others simply by existing, those qualities threatened her carefully curated supremacy. She convinced herself that if she dimmed your shine, she could glow brighter by default. But borrowed brilliance never lasts. She knows that on some primal level, which is why her attacks escalated from gossip to occult sabotage. She's fighting time, and time, love, is running out on her illusions. 5. The risk I take. By naming her deeds, I effectively tear open the curtain she hides behind. She will feel the tear. She will lash out. I'm not naive about that. But I'd rather face her wrath than watch you collapse under burdens you never deserved. Should she target me, let her. I have prepared my own shields, layers of salt, iron, prayer, and the unwavering knowledge that truth is always a stronger ally than deception. Besides, exposing her steals half her power. Secrecy is the oxygen of her craft. Blow it away, and her flame blinks uncertainly in the wind. 6. What you must do. Starting tonight. 1. Cleanse your space. At dawn, open every window and sweep the corners of your rooms with a smudge bundle, sage if you have it, but rosemary or bay leaves will suffice. Move clockwise, speak aloud. Only benevolence may dwell here. All else must leave now. 2. Salt and iron. Pour a thin line of coarse salt mixed with iron filings across each threshold and windowsill. Salt purifies. Iron disrupts low vibrations. Together they create a tripwire energy cannot cross without permission. 3. Reclaim your name. When the first star appears tonight, write your full name on a slip of white paper. Place it under a clear glass of water beside your bed. Water records intention. Your name anchors your reclaimed autonomy. Tomorrow morning, pour that water onto living soil. A potted plant is perfect, so newfound clarity roots itself in life, not memory. 4. Speak your boundaries, aloud. Whisper them if you must. but give them voice. I revoke every cord, hook, or glamour cast upon me. I call my power home, whole and cleansed. Words are wands. Wield them. 5. Do not confront her directly, yet confrontation feeds drama, and drama is her nutrient. Starve her. Pull your focus back to nourishing yourself, body, spirit, creativity. She will sense the shift and scramble to regain footing. Let her scramble alone. 7. The storm before the dawn. Change rarely arrives with soft music and scented candles. Expect pushback. For the next lunar cycle, 29.5 days, minor inconveniences may spike. Missed buses, fraying patience, electronic hiccups. Think of them as static echoing from a radio tower you just unplugged. Annoying, yes, but harmless. Hold your ground. She will try one last surge during the next waning crescent, because that phase excels at removal. She will attempt to remove your confidence, your sense of safety, your allies. Prepare now. Keep a small bowl of salt water by your main entrance. Replace it every 3rd day. If the water grows cloudy, she is probing. Pour it down the drain and refill. Each replacement weakens her tether. Remember, darkness hates repetition of light. 8. How this ends. I wish I could promise a swift finale, credits rolling, villain unmasked, audience cheering. Reality is subtler. The web she spun will unravel thread by thread. One morning you'll wake and realize you're humming again while brushing your teeth. A week later, a long-lost opportunity will ping your inbox with renewed interest. Friends will mention how different, lighter, you sound on the phone. These are milestones. Celebrate them. Eventually, you will face her, not in anger, but in crystalline knowing. She will sense the invincible calm in your eyes and understand the game is over. Whether she apologizes or vanishes is irrelevant. You will be free, and freedom renders her handiwork obsolete. 9. Remember who you are. Before I close, let me remind you of truths she worked hardest to erode. You carry a heart that heals on contact. People feel braver around you because your presence whispers, "It's safe to dream." Your laughter recalibrates rooms. Scientists could record its frequency and publish papers on how it lifts serotonin in nearby brains. You are allowed to outgrow roles crafted by other people's insecurities. Evolution is not betrayal. It is biology. Hold these truths like lanterns when the night feels stubborn. They will guide you back to yourself every single time. 10. My final promise. If you stumble, call me. No matter the hour. I will answer, even if the only words you can muster are a shaky, "I don't feel strong today." I will remind you that strength is sometimes silent, that survival itself is a victory chant. Together, we will stitch daylight into the pockets of every shadow she left behind. I have laid everything bare. The rest unfolds in your hands, in your rituals of reclamation, in the simple audacity of choosing joy where despair once nested. I trust you. I believe in the ferocity of your spirit. And I cannot wait to witness the sunrise that belongs exclusively to you, the one no spell can ever eclipse again. Take a deep breath. Love. The truth has spoken. Let it steady your heartbeat and sharpen your vision. Step forward, one cleansed footprint at a time, into the fearless trajectory of your own becoming. With unwavering faith in your light, the one who refuses to watch you fade.